Texas, known as Notre.
Robinson all alone as they double team Ellis, and they left Robinson wide open that time.
Ellis showing a lot of skill out here in this game today. Even though he hasn't been a big scorer, doing a lot of things right.
Thompson yanked away on the inside by Coleman, and he'll come to the free throw line as Ellis fouls him. That's his first personal foul. Well, tomorrow, you start your day at CBS Sports with the Daytona 500 at noon, followed by the Celtics and the Lakers at approximately 3:30 Eastern time. That's coming up tomorrow. Here it is Derek Coleman, averaging better than 18 points a game, missing at the free throw line. Syracuse has improved overall at the free throw line. You'd be amazed to hear that even Stevie Thompson is starting to hit free throws.
Well, if you call 49% moving up, but I guess
the last couple of weeks, though, it's been much different for him.
Well, you know, you watch him in practice. He's got the Wilt Chamberlain syndrome. You know, he makes them in practice. He gets out in the game and shoots under 50. Back to man is Syracuse. They seem much better in this defense.
Oh, beautiful fake that time by Bennett. Did not get the foul. Robinson with an offensive rebound and a putback for the Arrows.
Robinson has had his problems in some big games. He's playing solid basketball today. Syracuse going for the block.
The reason could be the fact that his high school coach, Art Cerati of Buffalo, is here, and he had a little talk with Keith Robinson earlier this morning. Edwards missing. Notre Dame aggressively rebounding. Ellis, who's doing a fine job. Bennett with a lob pass, and he just over the reach of his teammate Sweet. They could not connect on that one, Billy.
Well, Bennett did a good job there trying to draw the foul, and you can see here LaFonso Ellis keeping the ball alive, allows Robinson to put it back up, but that's the second mental mistake that Bennett has made. And as Kuzi said many years ago, backcourt players and a point guard aren't supposed to make mental mistakes.
It's against Robinson, his second personal.
And people saying, who is Kuzi? And maybe one of the first of the old point guards that we talk about so often today. They weren't physical mistakes, they were mental ones.
Coleman tried it.
And Brent, as I talked at the beginning of the game, the strategy was to give Edwards a shot. He made a couple early on, but they stayed away from him, and now it's starting to work on his mind a little bit. He realizes he's open.
Into the game for Notre Dame.
Gives Robinson a little rest and no foul trouble for Robinson, which is a good sign for Digger.
Away from the ball down on the inside. It's going to go against Notre Dame.
I think it's Tower throwing an elbow inside, and another mental mistake. I mean, there's no action on the ball. You've just come into the game. You don't even have a sweat up, and you go throw an elbow inside. Doesn't make any sense. Sets an illegal screen, tries to push Coleman out of the way.
And you saw Tim Singleton check in for Notre Dame. He's number 10. So he's in the backcourt with Frederick right now.
That zone now inside the foul line on Edwards.
Owens with a 2. Another strong Ellis rebound. That's 5 for the game.
Billy Owens can't believe that ball's not dropping on the jumper. He starts dreaming about Villanova when he's wide open against that zone with a jump shot and not going in. Singleton will give him a little bit better decision making out there at the point guard spot. Maybe not as much production. Nothing.
Sweet. Goes strong with an offensive rebound. Coleman bats it away and puts it on the floor. Hesitates, keeps coming the length, and would not go down. Ellis off with his 6th rebound, and here's Singleton. Bounce pass got away and out of bounds on the turnover. So Notre Dame a little sloppy at the offensive end.
Well, Brent, I don't know why when the break is not there, they don't pull it back out and use a little clock. This game is being played at their pace, under a 75-point game if it continues the way it is now, and that's where they want to be.
There's the turnover, and it's a 3-on-1 advantage. Here's Frederick back to Ellis. His first field goal of the game, and it boosts Notre Dame to a 1-point lead.
Now, if you're Edwards and you're back on a 1 and 3, do you think they're going to throw the ball to the side to Singleton, or do you think they're going back to Ellis? He gave up on the wrong man.
Edwards, and Syracuse has missed its last 6 shots.
Jimmy Boeheim getting a little nervous because Edwards has wide open jumpers and can't bury any of them.
Frederick very aggressive here this afternoon for Notre Dame, doing a fine job. And Ellis maneuvering. It's Sweet for the jumper. Coleman. That's 4 rebounds for Coleman. Lead by Edwards, out of bounds, and a bad judgment decision by the point guard with Thompson, number 32, back for the Orange. And Elmer Bennet returns for Notre Dame here at the 4:54 mark of the first half. Billy, overall, for those folks who are just joining us, what kind of a game have we seen here at the Carrier Dome?
Well, I think it's been all Digger's game in terms of what he tried to accomplish, with the exceptions of some decision-making on the break. He's playing his tempo game. LaFonso Ellis, I think, is having a great basketball game, even though statistically he's not scoring a lot of points. Getting good rebounds, blocking out well, and handling the ball well on the offensive end.
Notre Dame attempting to impress the NCAA selection committee. They're only 13-8 and wanting to assure themselves a place in the field of 64. Foul on the inside is Sweet's second here at the 4:25 mark.
I think they're going to call that on Tower, Grant. I think he went over the back a little bit. But that's okay. If you're Digger, you just want to get some minutes out of this young man while Robinson can rest on the bench and not get into foul trouble.
Hopkins back.
You can see Jimmy Boeheim really reaching today for the simple reason he hasn't found anybody that can give him any shooting.
Well, it's been a 4-minute drop here for Syracuse.
That's kind of crazy. These two teams have played each other, and in the last 3 times, the visiting team has won.
And Thompson ends it at the 4:08 mark.
Stevie this summer shot at least 500 jumpers a day to try to get that part of his game elevated up to his inside performance.
But away from Bennett, Hopkins dives for it. So we've got a break here at the 3:55 mark. We'll come right back. Well, Billy, even a Michigan grad has to be impressed with this crowd. Aren't you, Andrea Joyce, as you join us here in Syracuse today?
You bet I am, Brent, especially up here with the Birds. Coming up at halftime on the road to the Final Four, we'll bring you up to date on scores and highlights from around the country. And we'll hear from our boxing experts, Tim Ryan and Gil Clancy, on the heavyweight hijinks. That and more coming up at halftime. Now back down to Brent and Billy, back down on the floor.
Thanks, Andrea. Heavyweight hijinks? I can't imagine anything going on.
You know, it's really a shame, but I know you still haven't seen that fight yet, but you know, what was an excellent athletic contest, why it had to be turned into what it is now, because from a standpoint of pure boxing, it was good for the game. Everything that's happened after the fight has been bad for the game. Jimmy upset. All the things he didn't want to see happen today are happening. The zone has been effective. Decision-making process in the backcourt hasn't worked for his club, and he's had to substitute. He's got 2 fellas out there right now playing that get very little playing time in the first half.
Defensively, Notre Dame has allowed Syracuse only 2 fast break points. And those of you who watch Big East basketball and Syracuse regularly know how tough they can be when they get the transition or a fast break game rolling. They are lethal. Notre Dame's taken that away. The Irish playing a good game. The freshman Williams missing. Ellis, who has been a splendid rebounder, draws the foul. He has pulled down 7 boards here in the first half. If they get him to play defense and rebound like this, they really don't need the scoring punch from LaFonso Ellis, who's putting on a display as to why he is one of the better young basketball talents in the country. He's only a sophomore as Frederick checks back in.
Well, Brent, he had against a Creighton club that's a good basketball team, a team that will definitely be in the NCAA tournament, 24 rebounds. So this young guy, they list him at 6'9". I think he's a small 6'9", but he gets great position, strong hands, very intelligent player. And I think really has a world of talent.
You know, it's interesting when you look around the NBA, you measure college success in coaching youngsters.